Allie from the Feed. Welcome back to our third episode of Technique Time with our friends at American Express Gold Card. So today I am going to show you the easiest way to break down a melon. So I have a giant watermelon here today, but you'd use the same method for cantaloupe, honeydew. Does anyone actually like honeydew? If you do, I'll show you how to cut it, and it's super easy. So the first thing you want to do when you get your watermelon home is you want to just wash it really, really well. I like to use like a little white vinegar. You just want to make sure it's clean before you cut it, because any kind of like germs or nastiness on the outside, when you cut through with your knife, you will spread it to the flesh. So that's step one. I also have a really sturdy cutting surface here, and I just popped a wet paper towel underneath. I don't want this moving anywhere when I start to cut this watermelon, so this is just going to keep it nice and sturdy. And then of course we need a really sharp knife. So I have like my standard chef knife I use for everything, and the first thing we're going to do is make one cut on one end of the watermelon, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So basically all you're doing here, and you can see I have my hand really nice and firm back here. It's nowhere near my knife. You are just making it easier for yourself to get through this rind. So now that both sides have been taken off, I'm gonna stand it up. So now you see it's nice and stable like this. And starting from the top, I'm gonna use this as a guide, and I'm going to kind of curve my knife around the rind, and I'm gonna make a motion that kind of hugs the exact curve of the watermelon and get rid of all of that rind. And then you're just gonna turn, keep going. You can always go back at the end and just trim off whatever little bit of this white stuff. So as you can see, we really made sure not to waste any watermelon. I pretty much got right down to the edge of the rind here. I'm just gonna clean this up a little bit. Like I mentioned, any kind of white parts, you're just gonna trim this off. It's certainly not easy to not make a mess when you're cutting watermelon, but it doesn't have to be a struggle. I don't have one right now, but if you have one of those big butcher boards that has sort of the edge to catch juices of meat, that's also perfect for a watermelon. Okay, so if this were a cantaloupe, at this point I would just cut it right down the middle and scoop out those seeds. But since this is a seedless watermelon, we are good to go, so we can start slicing. There's sort of two schools of thought. I'll show you both. So we're just gonna cut these sort of nice discs. And if you wanted to do sort of like squares of watermelon, if you were doing like a watermelon feta salad or like watermelon skewers or something like that, you would stack up your discs of watermelon, and you would just start slicing one direction, turn it, and just cut it the other way. And you get these nice, perfect cubes. Other way you can do it is just make like your classic watermelon triangles. If I was good at math, I could tell you how many pieces we're gonna have. Oh, 8, okay. So this is gonna half again. And then we have these like super neat watermelon triangles, perfect for kids. Stack them on a platter, and you're good to go. So before I eat this entire watermelon, I'm gonna show you how I like to enjoy watermelon. It's a super easy salad. We're gonna add a little lime juice, a little chili lime seasoning, some fresh mint, some cucumbers. So to make this super easy salad, I just have some watermelon that we've diced. I have it on a platter. I'm gonna add some Little baby Persian cucumbers on here. I'm gonna add a little fresh lime juice. And then our chili lime seasoning. So this is gonna add a little bit of kick, a little bit of salt, and then finish it off with a little fresh mint. So easy, so refreshing. So while we are all cooking more than ever at home, don't forget that when you use your American Express Gold Card at US supermarkets, you can earn 4 times the points. Points, limits, and terms apply. So right now, to help fight the spread of COVID-19, American Express is matching card members' donations to Feeding America up to $1 million in total donations when card members use membership rewards points. You can learn more about that in our caption below. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a easy summer of breaking down watermelon and whatever melon you fancy. You can get a ton of more watermelon recipes on thefeedfeed.com. We also have a ton of pantry-friendly recipes and tips and tricks, so be sure to check it out, and we'll see you guys soon.